Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Wamu here, and I'm back at it again with another deck build. It's probably been a little over a week since I did my last one, but real quick shout out. This deck build, the core is from Donald from YouTube. I believe it's Gaming Integrals. So big shout out to him. I did change it up because I play a little bit different. Obviously, we all do play different than each other. So I built the deck that would be, much more suitable for my playstyle. So, but the core is definitely still his core. So I just added and took away some of the other cards just to make it my own. So this deck is going to be primarily the main attacker is going to be Sceptile EX, which is an older card. It comes from Ancient Origin, which was one of my favorite sets, actually, from the XY series. So Sceptile EX is a grass type EX Pokemon with 170 HP. Basic energy. Basic Pokemon, my bad. And it has 2 attacks, Sleeping Poison. Flip a coin if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. And it does 10 damage. Now with Sceptile, the cool thing about it has a condition based secondary attack, which is Unseen Claw for 2 energies. This attack does 60 plus. So if there is anything, if it's asleep, if it's poisoned, I believe it's also confused. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to double check that. But this attack does 60 plus 70 more damage. So he is my main attacker in this deck. So I'm running 4 copies of Sceptile EX. Wish I had the full art, but I don't. But the basic one will definitely do. Now I'm pairing that one up with one of our newer sets, Sun and Moon base set, Sandalite. I think that's how you call it, Sandalite. Sandalite. Yeah, Sandalite. I'm running 3 copies of this. And this is a fire type Pokemon. 70 HP, Scratch, and Venom Shock. I've never actually had to use the actual attacks themselves, but I do run it before its next card that I'm going to show you. And I run 3 copies of those. I'm going to try to fit everything on here if I can, guys. I'm sorry if I can't, but I'll do my best. The camera that I currently have doesn't actually shoot wide enough where it'll see everything, so we'll make that best what we can. Salazzles. This is the reason why I use I'm running a Sceptile deck, because when you evolve into a Salazzles, it does the ability Hot Poison, which when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon burned and poisoned. So you're gonna do 20 damage for the burn, 10 damage for poison per turn. Now yes, they can flip a coin, and if they get heads, they get rid of the burn, but still, if they don't, then they're taking 30 damage plus the damage you're going to do off of Sceptile EX. So you're looking at 130 plus 30 is 60. You can also add a Choice Band. That's another 30 damage, so 190. Professor Kukui, that's another 20. I mean, he's hitting for 210. He's knocking out just about any GXs or EXs and a couple Mega EXs as well. So I run 3 copies of that one. This deck, I don't think it's going to be very competitive, but it is really fun, and I honestly, I think that's the best part of Pokemon. There's so many different variants of decks that you can build, and I think the main thing about this is you want to have fun with this. I mean, it is a very fun game. I actually came back to Pokemon, and things have changed so much, so I'm actually really excited for the new format, and things are just rotating out, and all the new stuff that are coming in, they're awesome. Like this Tapu Lele GX, I have 2 in this deck. It's a strong card. It's a psychic type, but you're really playing it for the ability Wonder Tag. So when you take this Pokemon and you put onto your bench, you may select a supporter card from your hand or your deck. I mean, that's just awesome. So if you are stuck for cards, you need a Sycamore, you need a card that you really need, and this thing right here will definitely save you right there. Not only that, but the energy drive attack that it has, it doesn't do too bad. For 2 energies, this attack does 20 damage times the amount of energies attached to both active Pokemon. This damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance, which is pretty cool. Alright, so I mean, it's not bad. It's like a Lugia. It hits hard, so it's pretty cool. And then Tapu Cure GX. Unfortunately, I don't run any Psychic energies, so I can't really use that. But if you did, you can heal all damage from 2 of your bench Pokemon, which is awesome. So I run 2 copies of that. Now, I splashed in a Tauros GX, just for a third attacker if I need to. Um, colorless Pokemon you can put in wherever you want to in any deck for the most part, and it has 3 attacks. Rage for 2 energies. This attack does 10 damage more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So if they hit you and they can't knock you out, you can either hit them for 20 plus 10 for every damage counter you have. So it's awesome. Horn attack for 60, and obviously the very strong Mad Bull GX that it does have. This is a beast. If they can't knock it out with one shot, they're either A, not going to want to attack you, or B, they're going to lose a Pokemon if you haven't used a GX attack yet. So I do run one of those. One copy of a Rangaroo. I love a Rangaroo. If you haven't seen none of my videos on YouTube, I pretty much have an Rangaroo in every single one of my decks. I mean, I can't count how many times that Rangaroo has come out with the extra card draws that it gives you. So I do run one of them. Rangaroo is a really strong card. It's a cheap version of Octillery without a lineup, so it's awesome because it's a basic, and it's not bad. 120. You can add a Fighting Fury Belt on that. You can add a Choice Band. I mean, there's a lot of little things you can add to boost up a Rangaroo stats. So one copy of that. Now this is an add-on that I chose. This carbine, excuse me, I'm running this carbine only for its ability, Energy Keeper. The reason why I'm running it is because nowadays Sylveon, Lapras, Quad Lapras with the energy removal, it's a thing. So if you run one of these with the ability, basic energies attached to your basic Pokemon cannot be discarded by effects of your opponent's attacks, abilities, or trainer cards. Which I do have basic Pokemon, which is Sceptile EX, Tapu Lele, Tauros, and if I do happen to have an Oranguru, they are all basic. So no matter what they try to use to try to remove them, they're either going to have to Lysander up a Carbine to take it out so they can do it. If not, it really does kind of hinder their deck. So I do stick one of these little bad boys inside my deck, and it has definitely helped out tremendously. Now, real quickly to the supports. I'm not going to go too much time because everyone's seen these so many times. I run 3 copies of Professor Sycamore for the amazing draw support. It's staple nowadays. I'm not going to go over it too much. I run 3 ends. I know I'm running a 3-3 lineup with the help of Tapu Lele. I really don't need more than that. Plus, it was really hard to fit everything I wanted into this deck, so I had to kind of cut a couple things out. But I do run 3 copies of N. I run 1 copy of Lysander to switch out an active Pokemon that's hiding in the back that I can one-shot it or whatever the case, but really good card to have still. So I run 1 copy of those. I run 1 copy of Bridget. The reason why I use Bridget is because I can search for 1 basic EX or 3 basic Pokemon, so I can set up my Salandits out if I need to. I can pull out a Rangaroo, a Carbine. I mean, I can set up a thing. If I really need an attacker right then and there, I can grab a Sceptile EX. And this, with the Tapu Lele, runs really, really well. So I run 1 copy of those. I run 1 copy of Lily, which is hands down my favorite full art so far that I've seen. I do love this full art. I'm actually going to think about buying a couple more just to have. But I run one Lily. For draw support, it lets you draw 6 cards. Now, if this is your first turn, instead of drawing 6, you draw 8. So it's pretty strong if it's your first turn. And I have started with it my first turn, so I have used it. I run 1 copy of Olympia just because I need, if I don't know, poison or confuse or something, I need to switch out. Instead of wasting energies to retreat, I can just use Olympia, swap out my active Pokemon with a bench, and heal up 30 damage too. So I run 1 copy of this because I played a deck and I literally ran out of cards because I had no way to retreat them. So I'd never make that mistake again. I run 1 copy of Scylla. Search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and then put it into your hand and shuffle your deck right after. So I use Scylla for, I don't know, Choice Band, Fighting Fury Belt, Floatstone, Field Blow, or whatever I need. So I run only 1 copy of that. It does come in pretty clutch, so. Now, I run 1 Pokemon Center Lady just for the heal, and to remove any special conditions that I may have on my active Pokemon. I mean, it's still a really good card, so I still use just 1 copy. One of those. Now, I run 1 Brock's Great. The reason why I run Brock's Great is because if they happen to knock out my Carbink and then they're starting to knock out my Pokemon or remove my energies, my basic energies, I can use Brock's Grit and then shuffle 6 and any combinations of Pokemon and basic energies back into my deck. So I do run 1 copy of Brock's Grit. Plus I like the full art. And for my last supporter, I don't run a lot of supporters, but for my last one, I run 1 copy of Professor Kukli for the extra draw support and the extra 20 damage too. It's a clutch. You know, I recommend having everyone's deck at least 1 copy. So I run 1 of those. I'll put that over there. Now for the trainers, again, I'm not gonna go over too much with this, guys, because I know you've seen them all. 4 copies of VS Seekers, phone call, use a supporter, need it back, boom, use it. So I run 4 copies of those. I run 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards, pull out a Pokemon that you need, sets you up really well. So I run 4 copies of those. Another staple card. I run 2 copies of Choice Band. I would like to run a 3rd one, but I just couldn't fit it, so I'm only running 2. This card that is attached to any of your Pokemon does 30 more damage to any EXs and GX Pokemon. Great card. I kind of like the Focus Band, what was it? Muscle Band, because you hit 20 and it didn't matter what it was. It was a basic or EX, it still did 20. I mean, Choice Band is still really strong because the format is changing mostly to GXs, so it's still a good card. So I run 2 copies of those. I run 2 copies of Fighting Fury Belt. I run 2 of them, just for the extra HP and a little more damage to each, attack that you do throw out there. So I run 2 copies of those. I run 2 copies of De-Evolution Spray. I kind of like this art, that's why I did it, because this brings me back to when I was a kid. So I got 2 copies of the De-Evolution Spray just for the combo of Salazes, where if I de-evolve them and I already have Salandis on the bench, I can just go ahead and evolve them and then boom, poison them again. So I run 2 copies of those. I run the famous Field Blower. I run 2 copies of these just because you need them nowadays, because boy, some of these cards that you can attach to a Pokemon are really strong. So I run 2 copies of those, and you want to get rid of a Stadium, you can do that with this. So I run 2 copies of those. Now the next cards I run, I'm going to run 1 of each. I run 1 Nest Ball for a basic Pokemon, Sceptile, a Tapu Lele, a Tauros, a Rangaroo, something like that. So I run 1 copy of that one. I run 1 copy of Enhanced Hammer, just to knock out a special energy if I get a chance to. It never hurts to try to slow down your opponent, maybe gain you an extra turn or something like that. So I run 1 copy of that one. And I also run 1 switch. I like to have a switch at least in every one of my decks. You swap out one of your active Pokemon with one of your bench. Great card. Sometimes comes in clutch. Now, the next stadiums, I use Ether's Paradise Conservation Area. The reason why I use this over anything else is because basic grass type Pokemon and basic energy lightning type Pokemon take 30 less damage. It is really strong. You'll see how many times an opponent tries to attack you thinking they have enough damage, but they don't, because it's minus 30. So this has been amazing for this deck. Maybe I can get rid of something else to add 1 more, but 2 is what I run right now. And really quickly, the energies, I run 2 double colorless, primarily for Tapu Lele or Tauros GX. It doesn't hurt to have a couple DCEs, so I run 2 of those. And I run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 basic grass energies. So that's pretty much the deck. I hope you guys enjoyed. And don't forget to like and subscribe, dislike, leave me comments down below. Let me know how I did. If you guys want any suggestions on a new deck, I'll be more than happy to hear your suggestions out. Till next time, guys, take it easy.